This video explores Twitter flash fiction, a popular genre where authors craft compelling stories in 280 characters. It discusses its fundamental components, contemporary writers like Teju Cole and R.L. Stine, and how they use Twitter as a creative platform. The video provides insights into condensing complex stories, intense feelings, and unexpected turns into characters, and showcases captivating and motivational examples of Twitter flash fiction. In today's fast-paced digital world, where most people consume information in short bursts, the literary form of flash fiction has experienced a resurgence. Flash fiction, also known as microfiction, challenges authors to tell entire stories within extremely limited word counts. With the rise of social media platforms like Twitter, where users are restricted to 280 characters per post, this form of storytelling has found a new and dynamic platform. The brevity demanded by Twitter forces writers to think creatively about how to pack a full narrative into just a handful of characters. Despite these constraints, flash fiction often manages to evoke deep emotions, vivid imagery, and even surprising twists. In this video, we will explore the rise of flash fiction on Twitter, break down the essential components of this storytelling style, and examine how writers are mastering this unique literary form, often with real-world examples. The rise of flash fiction on Twitter. In today's digital world, flash fiction, or microfiction, has gained a resurgence due to the rise of social media platforms like Twitter. Twitter's 280-character limit has made it an ideal platform for writers to tell entire stories in a short amount of time. This brevity has led to the creation of new and dynamic storytelling styles, such as deep emotions, vivid imagery, and surprising twists. Flash fiction has roots in folklore, fables, and aphorisms, but platforms like Twitter have brought it into the modern age. Twitter's 140-character limit, now doubled to 280, is perfect for concise storytelling, allowing writers to reach large audiences with compact stories. Ernest Hemingway's 6-word story For Sale, Baby Shoes, Never Worn is a famous example of flash fiction, conveying a sense of loss, pain, and longing without explicitly stating any emotions. Twitter's character limit forces writers to use every word strategically, capturing essential moments or emotions. Many contemporary authors have embraced Twitter as a medium for their flash fiction, and some even publish entire stories directly on the platform. Writers like Teju Cole and Jennifer Egan have used Twitter to experiment with narrative structure and storytelling techniques that play into the platform's brevity. Essential elements of flash fiction. Flash fiction, despite its short length, must contain essential elements like a beginning, middle, and end. Key aspects include compression of language, avoiding unnecessary adjectives or descriptions, and focusing on the heart of the story. Successful flash fiction distills the narrative down to its essential elements without losing its impact, especially in the context of Twitter. Example: consider the following Twitter flash fiction. She loved the ocean but never learned to swim. Her feet touched the shore one last time. The story, with 78 characters, hints at longing, fear, and finality, allowing readers to imagine a deeper backstory. Flash fiction, unlike traditional longer fiction, must imply these elements rather than explicitly state them. Much of the story happens off the page, allowing readers to fill in the gaps, making it engaging as it invites readers to be co-creators of the narrative. Example: he placed the letter on her grave. She never read it, but somehow, she knew. The writer in this text does not provide an explanation for the letter's content, the characters' relationships, or the woman's inability to read it, allowing the reader to infer these details, adding emotional depth to the story. Flash fiction typically focuses on a singular idea or event, avoiding complex subplots or multiple characters. Example: they argued about everything except who would keep the dog. It sat in the corner, waiting. The story focuses on a couple's dissolution of a relationship, with a particular moment involving their pet, symbolizing their broken communication. Effective flash fiction relies on unexpected twists or revelations to leave a lasting impact, often resulting in a sudden shift in tone, dramatic events, or recontextualizing the entire story. This technique is crucial in capturing the essence of the story and ensuring its impact on the reader. Example: I found the wedding ring in the freezer. He never explained why. The placement of a ring in a freezer on Twitter is an unexpected twist that raises questions about the relationship between the characters. Some writers have used Twitter as a creative space for flash fiction, using hashtags like #VSS365 to participate in daily challenges. David Gaffney, a British writer known for his ultra-short fiction, uses Twitter to craft emotional depth and brevity in his stories. R.L. Stine, the author of the Goosebumps series, often posts flash fiction on Twitter, often blending horror and humor. In one tweet, The shadow moved closer, and the voice whispered, leaving much to the reader's imagination. Teju Cole, a celebrated author, interweaves separate tweets into a single story, exploring themes of colonialism through small, evocative scenes. These writers have used Twitter as a platform to craft their micro-stories, allowing readers to think beyond the box. To give a better sense of how a full story can unfold within 280 characters, here's a sample flash fiction. The storm hit harder than expected. He tied the boat to the dock, praying it would hold. Hours later, as the sky cleared, only the rope remained, frayed at the ends. The story revolves around a storm, a desperate attempt to save a boat, and the eventual failure. The frayed rope symbolizes the boat's fate, leaving the reader to imagine its fate. Flash fiction has gained popularity on Twitter due to its accessibility, encouraging interaction, and the constraints it presents. As attention spans shrink, people prefer quick, memorable reading experiences. Writers can post stories and receive immediate feedback, making Twitter a hub for creative writing challenges and contests. The constraints of Twitter also spark creativity, pushing writers to think outside the box and experiment with form, tone, and structure. Flash fiction on Twitter represents a fusion of tradition and modernity. While the idea of telling a complete story in just a few words is not new, the platform has breathed new life into the form, giving writers a space to experiment with concise storytelling. The challenge of writing within 280 characters has produced some remarkably creative and powerful pieces of fiction. Whether it's a story about love, loss, or suspense, Twitter flash fiction proves that less can indeed be more when it comes to storytelling. In this digital age, where brevity is often valued, flash fiction has found a new home, offering readers and writers alike a new way to connect over the art of narrative. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.